I want to go back up and start from scratch and show you how I build one of these. So if I click on that the table, you don't have to double click it. You just click on it once. Create. Notice where it says form design over here. You can either do forms, split forms, multiple forms, and all kinds of stuff here. If I click form, this is something that's down the road a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and click it just to show you what that is. Okay, it actually creates that form from whatever you had highlighted over here. So this is a form that's automatically for department, and it gives you that information so you can see it. Okay, I'm going to get out of that one. The other thing that you can do right there, just to show you, I'm going to by department again, and I want to create a split form. A split form shows you the form on top, but then it also shows you the data right underneath. So sometimes there are times you want to see one or the other. Now you can move this arrow up here, and you can use that little form. This allows you to quickly go through all of these different areas. Notice what I'm doing. I'm going up and down with my arrow. So I'm actually moved. I'm highlighted on that last name. If I click that, it moved it down into the second place for viewing purposes or whatever. It has not messed with the table at all. It's just easier for you to see. That's what they call a split form. We will get back into that. That's a little bit farther down the road how you can use those. So I want to get out of that again. One of the other things you can do is when you create, you can have multiple items, pivot charts, blank form. If you wanted to, once you get adept at this, you can actually create your own form however you want to. For most things, you want to use the wizard. And I'll show you how you use the wizard. I'm going to, let's go ahead and use, I want to use personnel. Personnel, I want to create, right down here where it says more forms. If you click on that, it's a form wizard. And this is one of the neatest things in Access that you don't have to be an expert. It will walk you through how to create a form that looks like your personnel. This is the wizard as you go through there. And first of all, it asks you which table you want to use. Okay, I want to use, gives you an option. If you drop down here, all your forms are based on a table. So I want to do the personnel. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. This allows you any fields you want to get. Okay, now if I was just adding a new person on, or let's say for a student application, you had a new student that moved from one class to the other, I don't need all the information. I just want, you just double click, first name and position, department, and group. I don't want anybody to have the serious information that they don't need. And I hit next. This is where you go in. There's different designs that you can create your forms however you want to. Till you get comfortable with what you're doing, most of the time just go with what the default is. Hit next. And these are different styles. I don't play enough with these. It's however creative you want to be. Your color schemes, how it's laid out. You can play with those all you want to. Now, what title do you want your form to be? I'm going to put personnel info just because that's a different name. I've just typed in that and I hit finish. Okay, now it's just created a personnel form. Now notice the personnel file has more fields than what I have in my form. I don't want somebody who's inputting that information to have total access to this table. So that's why you control which fields are going to show up on this. They can edit these, they can do whatever, but they can't mess with the other fields. There's a lot of security in doing it that way, whether for yourself or the user or someone else. And you may have somebody that just wants to come in and just look at this particular information without access to anything else. If you're using with students, there could be some very crucial information in there, maybe their address, maybe some very key thing, whether they came from a one-parent home or some really interesting information. that's in your database, but you don't want to have access to anybody and everybody that gets into it. So you can control that with the use of forms.